we were talking about before we started the show, movie review podcasts, where like these movie enthusiasts love movies. And they're like, I watched this movie. It's fucking great. And after a while, you're like, well, why would I listen to anything this person has to say? They just like every movie they see.
It's the Dame Taft Movie Show, hosted by my nephew, Screww.
Thank you, Auntie. Yes, it is the Dame Taft Movie Show. We have a very, very special guest today whose name begins with...
Karl?
Yeah, Karl Hamburger. Who are these podcasts? Whoarethese.com. Go to the website. You've got, a dozen shows currently in progress, plenty of from which to choose.
I'm recording episodes right now, even while I'm on your show. Always multitasking.
Outstanding. Have you seen this movie?
Karl?
I don't think I have. What is that from?
That's Sling Blade.
Oh, I have not seen Sling Blade.
See, you're an old Opie and Anthony fan. That's one of the half dozen or so movies they would constantly reference. So I figured the dutiful, dedicated listeners would go and seek them out so they would get the references.
There's a lot of movies that I definitely need to watch that get referenced all the time in pop culture, and so I'm behind on that. But I will tell you this. When I was listening to Opie and Anthony every morning, I would always watch Hoarders and Intervention. What was that, Monday night? That was the Monday night lineup. And I'd always watch those shows because every Tuesday morning, Opie and Anthony would be talking about those episodes.
Those shows, I couldn't watch them. They made me ill. Now, before we go any further, we start the show, Karl, with a little thing called Now to discuss the events of the day. Banter is the way to reflect on events of the day. Karl and Screww, banter! Banter! Okay.
Oh, was that live just now?
Yeah, I did a lot. You just got serenaded. How gay is that?
That was impressive.
Thank you.
Heard that song so many times on Who Are These Socials, and now here I'm watching it performed live.
Enough of this gay banter.
All right, Karl. Reason why we brought you in today is to find out. We've spoken briefly. In fact, we've dined together in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I never really got a full sense of your what types of movies do you enjoy. Mm-hmm. I have a couple ideas, but we're gonna delve deep into that and find out. And I prepared a brief clip package. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. We'll watch a clip and you answer the question. The question is, how was this movie last night?
You'll have to do better than that.
Okay. Yeah! Wow. Oh, look, there's us in Las Vegas with Dr. Steve.
There we are. I am excited to see Street Fighter tomorrow.
Oh!
It's going to be with Lucy Tightbox and Tony from Hack the Movies and Joey C, not that Joey C.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a little MST3K style viewing party.
Yeah, you have a local theater that does these screenings. So is that your thing? Do you just go to like goof movies? Because you're constantly talking about The Room, a movie I have never seen, but well, for personal reasons. But is that what you do, or do you actually feel passionate about particular movies? You know, something that you would defend, not as a goof.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of movies that I like a lot, but I do like watching movies that suck really bad. It's something that, especially during the pandemic, my wife and I started doing with her brother and some other friends of ours, Trucker Andy, some other people, where we would just have like fun viewing parties to watch some of the worst movies ever. Battlefield Earth, one of my favorites to watch. The Room is amazing. So yeah, no, I enjoy watching movies that are like really bad. They weren't trying to be bad, but then they turned out really bad.
Yeah, but you've got that nice cinema. I assume it's nice, and if they're hosting these screenings, it must be fun. I would go to those too. You probably went to Plan 9 from Outer Space. You're one of these guys.
Sure.
Yeah. But apart from the goof movies, I'll bet you like 80s trash, like fucking John Hughes movies and shit like that. Am I close?
To some degree, my favorite movies from the 80s are comedies. And I really love Three Amigos and
that's good.
Caddyshack and, a lot of the classic comedies I can watch over and over again.
Okay, so we're on the same page there. Here, I'll show you a quick preview of a movie I know you love.
Okay.
You're getting air from there, man. It's no good.
It was the last day of school.
Miss Crawford, I was thinking that maybe you and I can get together over the summer. I mean, it'll be legal. I mean, look at me.
It was the first day of summer vacation.
You guys know anything about a party here tonight? No, sir.
It was a time they will never forget.
There's a new Fiesta in the making as we speak.
I thought he was cute.
Oh, that's this.
You thought he was cute?
Then.
Do you realize when he graduated, we were like 3 years old?
If only they could remember it.
That was fun.
Okay.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man.
Super dominant male in a 50s greaser uniform.
The 50s were boring. The 60s rocked. The 70s, oh my God, they obviously suck.
Dazed and Confused.
All right, you're a big fan of that movie, right?
Dame Taft. I fucking hate that movie. Now, let me say this. I saw it when I was a teenager or whatever I was, maybe early 20s, whenever it came out.
My name is Screww, sir. Dame
Screww.
Taft is my aunt. She produces the show.
My bad, Screww. I apologize. We should have gotten that. I thought it was on Dame Taft movie show or something.
Yeah, it's her show. I'm just
Okay,
the
my
host.
bad. Screw.
It's okay.
I hate that movie. Now, maybe everyone tells me it's great. Maybe I'm wrong about this. When I saw it, I was like, wow, this movie has no plot. It's not funny. Nothing is interesting going on. There was one funny line. Do you have a joint? No, it'd be cooler if you did. I can't think of any other funny line in that movie or anything. Like, what's the story? Who am I rooting for? I didn't understand why people like that movie. Can you explain it to me?
There was a time when I wouldn't defend this movie. I bought it on Laserdisc back in the 90s, and I'm like, it ain't no American Graffiti.
Right.
But I watched it recently. I warmed up to it. It's fine. It does capture a lot of stuff that some of us cool kids experienced back then. But the weird thing about this movie, I don't even know why we're talking about it. You hate it so much, it's not even worth conversation. But
no, explain. Please explain it to me because I'm in the minority on this one.
Yeah,
I recognize that.
Yeah, well,
what's good about Dazed and Confused? What do you like about it?
It does capture a certain era and certain behaviors. There's a lot of stuff I can identify with. The tough guy at the kegger starting fights and stuff. Mm-hmm. By the way, very sad. That actor, I heard on Corolla that he killed himself. The guy, actor Nicky Katt.
If only he'd done that before the movie was shot.
Oh, yeah.
Underage drinking, I get it. Underage drinking is cool. I agree. I liked underage drinking when I was underage.
I'll get off the movie. I'll get off. This is one of those movies that if someone dislikes it, I'll defend it, and if they rave about it too much, I tell them to settle down. So I'm in the middle. Okay. The weird thing about this movie is it takes place in Austin, right? Austin.
Sure.
I've been there briefly decades ago. I don't like all the hazing with the guys swatting boys with paddles and the girls spraying each other with condiments and stuff. Yeah. I don't know if that's in Austin. Did you experience that where you grew up? Because I didn't.
No, there was no hazing, and I didn't join a fraternity, so I'm not familiar with that type of behavior.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. But yeah. Well, I got a movie here I know you'll like.
Okay, you just said that the last time though. Should I pretend I like it even if I don't?
No, I was being sarcastic that time.
Oh, you were? Okay. You do. I don't like Dazed and Confused. I think I talked about that before.
No, I watched it recently and I liked it more than I had.
I might like it better now too because I have very low expectations for that movie.
Yeah, I mean, some of the characters are fun spending time with, and it's not like a laugh out loud comedy. It's a coming of age movie. Sure. All these directors at one point got to make a movie about their upbringing because it was so awesome. Yeah,
maybe that. Okay, I'm glad you said
George
that.
George Lucas,
yep.
And didn't Spielberg? I didn't see the movie, but didn't Spielberg do a movie about his upbringing recently? The Fablemans, wasn't that about him?
I haven't seen that either.
I mean,
but you know what? Screw. You might have just hit on something that explains why I don't give a shit about Dazed and Confused. I don't have like any wonderment about growing up, about being younger, about my childhood, or, you know, even into high school and stuff. Like, I'm so glad those days are past me. It's not something that, it wasn't bad. I'm not complaining about it, but a lot of people are just like, oh man, I wish I could go back to those times. I don't give a fuck. I'm really happy.
We know some of the people that you highlight on your show are like that very much.
Yeah, they talk about high school all the time. You're just like, dude, I've forgotten almost everything that happened in high school. I was hanging out with a friend of mine recently who I graduated with, and she was telling me we have our, listen to this, 30th anniversary coming up, 30th reunion, graduating high school. And so she's like, yeah, you know, it's happening this. In fact, I think it's probably this weekend. Now that I think about it.
High school reunion.
Yeah.
Are you going?
No, I don't remember any of those people. I wouldn't know anyone. If I saw them, it wouldn't connect with me. Like, I've forgotten all of that. I just don't care.
Yeah, I don't have any nostalgia for school at all. It was after school and cutting school activities, you know, smoking the reefer, the boo, the tea, the Mary Jane. That was the fun parts. But yeah, so you don't have nostalgia then?
I don't.
Yeah.
And I did hang with the Stoners.
Yeah.
That was my crew for some time in school. But the people who I still know from high school, I still hang out with, are great. And I don't care about anyone else.
I think that's a healthy attitude, actually, more so than mine. I do tend to focus a lot on stuff in the past. I think if you got a lot going on in the present, you're in a better place. So
interesting.
Nothing to criticize you for that.
All right, I'll take it.
For Artie DeVanzo.
Oh, nice hustle, Artie.
Life has always been a swing.
What killing? How you doing?
And a miss.
Look at yourself. You're an unemployed drunk. And you still live with your mother.
I made tiramisu. You kids want some?
No, Mom. Go back inside.
I see you on the field, loser.
Next year, one of you teams is gonna have to play in a different league. You jerk decided on the field.
Hey, are we done here? Because I'm losing my buzz. How about a toast, huh?
Artie Lang.
What do you say you take one for the team right now, huh?
Ralph Macchio.
You sweat when you eat.
So did Babe Ruth. Artie Lang's Beer League.
What do you guys want? An egg white omelet made with very little oil, dry wheat toast, and grapefruit juice.
You know, in Massachusetts, that order could legally marry a dude. You know, if you put a construction helmet on that order, it could join the village people.
I imagine you're a fan of Artie Lang's Beer League.
I am. I was very excited about it when that. Is that you with Artie?
That's me and Artie in Las Vegas.
Nice.
My good friend.
Artie looks good there. Holy shit. Looks slim.
You notice he's all wet?
Yeah, he's soaking wet.
You know what he did, right? He talked about it on the show. He would go into the sauna fully clothed. I got Artie coming out of the sauna.
Nice.
Beer League.
So here's what my memory of Beer League. I saw it when it came out. I was a huge Howard Stern fan, a huge Artie Lang fan.
Yeah, me too.
They were talking about it. It came out. I saw it. I liked it. I didn't think it was as funny as I wanted it to be because I love Artie so much on the show. So I don't think he's a great actor. It's fine. Ralph Macchio is whatever, you know. So I thought it was better than One Too Many.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it's about the same as Dirty Work. Both of them had a lot of potential, but they're not like way up there with Caddyshack or Animal House or even Three Amigos.
It's funny you say that, Screw, because Dirty Work is a movie that I loved when it came out. Love Norm Macdonald, love Artie, love those two guys dynamic together. I love the movie when it came out. I haven't seen it since it came out. I feel like I need to revisit it.
It was hurt by the PG rating. It should have been an R.
Okay.
Right? I mean,
I remember liking it a lot. So maybe I'm wrong about that. But I remember it was very funny.
It's got lots of good parts, but it's not really fair to compare it to some of the classic comedies. You know, some of the titles that you mentioned. It's an almost, and I think Beer League is an almost as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you and I are both Stern fans. I never would have subscribed to Sirius if Artie wasn't on that show.
Okay. I mean, Artie was such a staple on the show at that point, but I was a Stern fan before Artie joined.
Okay.
I remember my girlfriend at the time got me, I think for my birthday, the Sirius satellite. Like you had to like put a magnet on top of your car.
Yeah, I had that.
That was the satellite signal thing, and then that went into like your tape deck or something.
Yeah, it was on a cord. Yeah.
Yeah. It was so wild because back then it didn't stream on the internet. So you could listen to the Howard Stern show, and I had a very short commute to work. I was working at E-Bombs World at the time, a very short commute. I would, listen to it on the way. And then if I was leaving or whatever, I'd listen to it. But you couldn't listen to it online. And the Howard Stern show aired one time, and then it was on to other programming for the rest of the day on Howard 100. And so I didn't get to hear as much of the Howard Stern show as I wanted to back then.
Yeah, I had the Sirius as well. And what, he had originally started with a 5-year contract. My little Sirius radio piece of junk conked out after 3 years.
Yep.
So I call in and say, hey, this piece of crap appliance you sold me here, and they say, oh, that's too bad. I'll tell you what, we'll give you 2 free months of Sirius. Well, I have no way to listen to it.
Right, that's the problem.
Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to go out and buy defective equipment again? Yeah, because I'm so fucking stupid. So I stopped listening to Stern before already got kicked off the show. Probably a good idea. I didn't have to experience the downcline. You stuck with it much longer.
I stuck with it until 2020. I was a regular Howard Stern listener until March of 2020 when Howard Stern was sent home and started doing the show remote. And if anyone remembers, the first week they were doing a Zoom show. No one had microphones. It sounded like absolute garbage. And Howard was depressing the fuck out of me. And I was like, I can't listen to this anymore. It's all doom and gloom and everyone's going to die. And I'm like, I can't do this.
But it's okay though, because we have you. And Karl, I want to take a moment. If you would just pull your scrotum out for me.
Sure.
I want to wash you.
Please,
I want to wash you.
Wash these balls. They're very dirty.
You're a loyal Stern fan, O&A fan. You carried on the tradition. Your show's been, Who Are These Podcasts, has been on for 10 years now.
Yep.
And the episodes are evergreen. You can go back and drop in anywhere. They have excellent playability, like classic O&A bits. I'm lathering you up a little bit here.
Thank you for saying that, because I tend to agree. And there's a lot of shows that I enjoy that I can't go back and listen to old episodes. It doesn't make sense in current context. But I've always prided myself, and I've tried to make it so that the show is interesting to listen to no matter what's going on in the world or what the date is.
And you're an inspiration to fledgling podcasters like me. You keep the door open for people to submit stuff to your show. I mean, hey, if it's good, then you take the credit for it. Or, you give credit, but it enhances your show. So that's a good way to keep the listeners involved and to grow the audience. So you let like a punk like me submit banter jingles and stuff. But when I constantly receive telepathic thoughts from you, one of them is, hey, get off my back and make your own show, dude. I'm constantly getting messages from Karl, and that's how I choose to live my life, is I follow his directives. And so I figured, voicemails and banter jingles, I should probably do my own thing, but my own thing is movies and everything. But I took everything that you teach on the show about all the bad podcasts and try to avoid those pitfalls.
I appreciate that. I know you're prepped. You're ready to go. You got the clips ready to go. You know what you want to do. It's not that difficult, but for some reason people have a hard time with it.
And you can't rest on your laurels. There's always room for improvement. I need a green screen. I need a new microphone. Lots of things they can do to make things, but it can always be an improvement. So I just,
Let me ask you, Screww. So your show is about movies, and what is your background there? You just enjoy watching movies? Were you ever in the movie business? What do you make movies? What do you know about it?
Thank you for asking. On the periphery, I was making films, short films, and one feature that I completed in 2009, and wrote, directed, edited, scored. Shot it in San Francisco for $20,000 with a pretty big cast. It's the smart thing to do would have been to shoot a zombie movie in one location. This asshole does a whimsical comedy drama, genre I'm not even a big fan of, and running all over the city and everything. You've never heard of it. It didn't get distributed. I'll give you a quick story. Have you ever seen the TV show? What's it called? The Simpsons?
I have.
My feature film, I submitted it to 10 festivals. One accepted it. The American Family Film Festival in Hollywood, hosted by Bart Simpson.
Oh, the Scientologist.
Nancy Cartwright, exactly.
Yeah.
They put my movie at the end of the bill, I guess, to fill it out. They were already pulling out the cheap wine and cheese when my movie was playing. So Nancy Cartwright pulls up, and I recognized her because she used to be an actress. Did you know that?
I did, yeah. I mean, all those people are from like Tracy Ullman.
But did you know that she showed her breasts in a movie? If you want to see Bart Simpson's breasts, there's a movie from 1985 with Rutger Hauer called Flesh and Blood.
Okay.
From the director of RoboCop. Did it right before RoboCop, and you can see she's not a handsome woman per se, but she shows her breasts. Anyway, Nancy Cartwright shows up, gets out of her, I think it was a Lexus, and she's looking around, and like nobody's coming out to greet her. I'm like, oh shit, so I bring her in and everything. But yeah, she is kind of daffy up in the air. She's like, oh wow, this is such a beautiful happening. Anyway, she's very nice. The boring story. Here's the punchline. The license plate on her Lexus. Forever 10.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, so that's my background. Yeah, that's my background. I never got any distribution.
So how did you? So you
never
said you
win
scored the movie as well?
Yeah, I did. Hey, we both scored our own podcasts. That music at the beginning there. That's me on bass and guitar with a garage band drum track. Don't you think that's better than AI to make your own music?
Yes, I'm so annoyed with AI music. It sucks so bad.
Feels like a cheat. So we have that in common. Like I said, you're an inspiration to me. Now, real quick.
You know what's funny though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a real quick aside. So I'm looking at your logo up in the upper right-hand side. I assume that's AI art.
That is AI, yes.
Yeah. I don't care about, maybe because I'm not an artist, I don't care about AI art. I'm fine with that. I use it all the time, making band flyers or whatever the fuck else I have to make. But for some reason, AI music, because I'm a musician, I get very annoyed with.
And I want to talk to you about music. Here's something from episode 100. See, I go all the way back, and I was listening to this recently. I wonder if you know what this is before I play it.
Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses is a great band. They are responsible for what I consider to be the greatest rock album of all time, Appetite for Destruction.
Can we talk about this great band for just a second?
Okay. You hate Appetite for Destruction?
It's fucking terrible. It's the fucking McNuggets with ketchup of rock and roll. They're 3 decades into their career.
Fact.
They put out 6 records, and even a Guns N' Roses fan will tell you the 3 of those records are fucking terrible. They're awful. It's just fucking awful. So if you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, please stop leaving Karl 1-star reviews because of his podcast and his sense of humor, and please start leaving him 1-star reviews because his taste in music is fucking terrible.
All right. So that's your buddy Crows, right?
Yes. Yep.
And he's correct, by the way.
Oh, Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction is not a great album?
None of their stuff is any good.
Interesting.
First of all, how can you get past a singer that sounds like that, singing through his nose? That
okay. All right, we get it. You don't have to keep doing that. How do you feel about Geddy Lee as a singer?
That's funny that you asked that. That's right in the same category. Okay, so Rush is highly respected. Everyone always talks, and I'm sure they're very good musicians. I found some of their stuff interesting.
You're sure they're very good musicians? You don't know for a fact? You haven't listened to enough of their music to know that?
I don't dispute it. Yeah, what I've heard, I don't think I could play. I can't do the cartoon voices, and there's him and there's Neil Young, and I think they're both Canadians.
True.
But that doesn't bother you?
Well, so the reason why I bring that up is because Geddy Lee is like an acquired taste. When I first heard Tom Sawyer, I was like, what is this? I don't get it. And then you realize like, oh, okay, now I get it. And I love Rush and I love Geddy Lee's voice. And to say that Axl Rose, his voice is terrible now. I mean, it's unlistenable. But to say that in 1987, it wasn't fucking awesome is crazy when you think about how many fans they had, how big they got, how quickly they got so big. It obviously has
that's
mass
got nothing
appeal.
to do with the quality of the music, though.
No, it does. It has everything to do with the quality of music. It has mass appeal.
No,
I mean,
all right, go ahead.
Do you think that a shitty band could become an arena act?
Oh, Karl, some of the worst movies become blockbusters. Stupid people glom onto the stupidest shit. And your pal Crows, you said he equated it to McNuggets. And I think that's adequate. That's how I see it as well. I'm just glad to hear someone echo me. That's why I played that clip.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you.
They're overpraised.
I think it's really easy. I think it's really easy to like dismiss bands like that. Now, I happen to know intimately everything Corrosion's ever written. So he writes music. Musically. He writes music. I've been in bands with him for decades. I still am in a band with them.
Please remind me.
He could never ever write a single fucking riff off of Appetite for Destruction to save his life. Those riffs are fucking awesome. And Slash's lead guitar playing is inspiring. Like every lead guitarist can play the fucking pentatonic scale or whatever the fuck minor scale they want to play over a lead or whatever they want to do. Slash writes melodies. You can't do that. I can't do that. And to dismiss a band because you're like, I don't like the guy's voice is ridiculous.
No. That was the beginning. I said, first you got to get past the voice. Okay, so let's go on to the songs. No, I don't like them. I don't care for them at all. I don't think they're
Could you
worthy
imagine
of the
writing the
praise.
lead parts in Sweet Child of Mine? Could you even imagine writing that?
They're not pleasing to my ear.
You're insane.
No.
You're insane.
I'll go you one further. Fucking Van Halen. How can you put up with them? Those goofy assholes. Just because a guy can play guitar well doesn't mean he's playing songs that I enjoy. No,
Hot for Teacher's the greatest rock song ever written.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
Fucking assholes
What are we
dancing
talking
around.
about?
You like that? They're all dancing around the video.
I'm not talking about the video. I'm talking about the fucking music. What are you talking about?
I can't.
You don't like hot chicks in videos? I can't help you there.
Yeah,
Screw.
don't pull that number on me. I'm talking about the music. How can you get past those goofy ass faces? If that's what too much pussy and cocaine makes you look like, then I'm glad I was deprived.
Fair enough.
All right. Well,
David Lee Roth is still alive. Can you believe that? How is that possible?
He's.
I was
very
taught by my
annoying.
parents.
He's an insane person, isn't he?
He is.
I mean,
he's
do
crazy.
you enjoy listening to his rants? Do you enjoy that? Because
No.
it makes me uncomfortable.
His rants are awful. I've made fun of his podcast and his radio show, but his music is phenomenal. Van Halen with the David Lee Roth era is one of the greatest rock bands of all time. In fact, they started, and I'm not saying it's a good category of music, they started an entire category of music.
Well, I'm a Black Sabbath guy. Do you have nice things to say about them?
I've played multiple Black Sabbath tribute shows, so I've learned all the Tony
guitar
Iommi
parts?
riffs.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have to like tune down? What do you call it?
A lot of times he plays a full step down, so it's not
Step
drop
down?
D, but it's just D all the way down. But I will say this about Black Sabbath and Tony Iommi. Well, I think they also invented a genre and a whole category, and the music. I love stoner rock. I love Clutch. I love Sword. There's a band called Atomic Bitchwax, which you haven't heard them. Check them out.
I've heard the
Fucking
name.
awesome.
Yeah, you just mentioned three that I can't. No, I don't know any songs of. But
Okay.
I'll go you one further. What they were calling grunge in the early '90s.
Yeah.
Master of Reality in 1971.
Yep.
Is there not a similarity?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I'm not saying that grunge is a good category.
No,
of
I don't like the
music
name.
either.
And I don't like that we have to parrot these names that came out of Rolling Stone. And
Right.
fuck that rag too for never recognizing heavy metal and
Right.
and fuck the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all
Rolling
these.
Stone is garbage.
Yeah.
I'll just say this though about grunge. So grunge became a thing in the early 90s when I started playing guitar. I joined a cover band in high school and we played all the, I guess they're now called modern rock hits from that era.
You're playing Nirvana songs and stuff?
Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Smashing Pumpkins and Alice in Chains and Weezer and Green Day. I don't know how like a band like Pearl Jam gets called grunge. If you go back and listen to that music, it has nothing in common with Sonic Youth or, some of these other bands that were just like noisy on purpose.
Yeah. I can't stand Pearl Jam. AIC, Nirvana, Soundgarden all day. But no
Nirvana
Pearl
was
Jam.
my first live rock concert.
I wish I had seen them live. I did not.
It was cool.
Saw Soundgarden and AIC though a couple of times.
Why don't you like
Yeah.
Pearl Jam? I'm not a huge Pearl Jam fan. After the third album, I stopped buying their albums. I didn't really care, but 10 is phenomenal.
Every one of the songs I've heard out of them is not to my taste. They bother me.
Are you a contrarian when it comes to music? Is that your thing?
No, I mean I'm aware that I come off that way though.
Mm-hmm.
But Why? Because we're all supposed to be on board and liking bands that are popular just because they're popular?
No. Oh, wow. See, you just said the thing.
Yeah.
You just gave yourself away.
What did I do?
I'd like bands just because they're popular. Like subjectively, you could say Van Halen and Guns N' Roses and Pearl Jam are great bands. You can listen to their music, you can hear the songwriting, the musicianship. They're great bands. And you're like, oh, you have to like them because they're popular? No, that's not the reason why I like them at all. What do you think about Fish? Are you a fan of any like jam band stuff?
No. I couldn't tell you any of their songs. Have they ostensibly replaced Grateful Dead as the touring stoner band where you go and do acid and watch them? Is that what they are now?
I guess.
Are they even still around?
Fish is, yeah.
Okay.
I guess so. I mean, it's very different music. People like to equate like, oh, Fish is like the new Grateful Dead. It's wildly different. And I think Fish is phenomenal. I've seen them many times.
So you're a fan. Okay. All right. Yeah. We have different perspectives. I mean, you're very into music theory and stuff, and you probably come at things in a different way. I'm only marginally talented on the old fretboard. And I guess it all comes down to what sounds good coming through your ear holes, right?
Of course. Yep.
Or do you expect a certain amount of musical intelligence for someone to dissect the music intellectually?
My favorite bands are the Beatles and Ween.
Now why the Beatles? That's a parents band. That's a mom and dad band. Why?
So you said that your thought was that I'm into music theory. That's not really where I come at music from.
Okay.
I like songwriting. And so Paul McCartney and John Lennon are the two greatest songwriters to ever exist. And I think that Aaron Freeman, Gene Ween is one of the greatest songwriters to ever live. I also love Billy Joel. I mean, I like people who can write really good songs.
Okay. That's fine. Just a couple of quick ones.
Fine.
Well, I mean, what are we going to do? Convince one or the other? Some of these bands I hate so much.
Don't you think songwriting is very important when it comes
to
music? Yeah.
And I pick it apart. Yeah. If it's dumb, juvenile lyrics and stuff, it's like, well, why even write lyrics at that point?
Is there a better songwriting band than the Beatles?
Well, the songs don't do anything for me. I would have to dissect them and see, okay, this is a good line here. I can't not.
You can't think of a single Beatles song that does something for you? Really?
Not really. Only in a historical context, like, oh, that was an interesting time, and it's kind of nice. I remember my parents had the Sgt. Pepper album. I remember the big vinyl.
Sgt. Pepper's great. Screw, I love you, buddy.
Yeah.
I think that when you have an opinion like that, it makes all of your other opinions on music moot.
What opinion that I don't?
That there isn't a Beatles song that you find to be well crafted. That's insane.
No. Okay, let's not say well crafted. There's not one that I want to like. Hey, I want to put on that song right now. Now, Karl, if you break out the ABBA, I'll be like, ooh, hey, are you an ABBA fan?
Yeah, ABBA's great.
Give me your top 3 ABBA songs. We were talking with your pal Kaylee, and who else was on here? Anyway, go ahead. Top 3 ABBA. Oh, Husey, we were talking ABBA.
I don't know. Take a Chance on Me is a fun one.
That's a good one.
I go with the hits. I don't go deep with ABBA.
Yeah, me too.
Dancing Queen's fun. I don't know. I'm not an aficionado on ABBA, but I do enjoy them. I will listen to them on purpose.
Hey, on a couple of shows here, we've done sing-alongs and stuff. You got time for a quick sing-along? Want to do some ABBA?
No.
Okay.
I cannot sing ABBA.
You say, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance,
No.
take a chance.
No.
All right. Well, we'll do this sing-along. Okay. Real
Definitely
quick.
not.
A couple of final ones that will get you out of here. Real quick.
Okay.
Ozzy. Talk about Ozzy.
Ozzy Osbourne?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, Ozzy and Harriet. Go ahead.
I don't know if you're an Ozzy guy, there's a lot of Ozzies these days.
Oh, Ozzy
guy. Yeah, Ozzy is, it's funny. His music's great. Obviously the Black Sabbath stuff. And then the stuff that he did with Randy Rhoads is phenomenal. Randy Rhoads is one of the all-time great guitarists.
I saw him live with Randy Rhoads on the Diary of a Madman tour. Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah.
First time I saw Ozzy.
Who knows what Randy Rhoads would have done if he had more time on this earth. So big fan of that. What's funny about Ozzy Osbourne is the lore And when I was younger, it was like, this guy's biting heads off of bats and he's a Satanist and all this crazy shit. And then MTV is just like, hey, we're just going to go into his house and see what's up. It's just like, he's just a bumbling, fumbling retard who needs his wife to tell him what to do. It's like, oh, this isn't the guy that was portrayed at all. It's just a silly, he's actually a very silly guy. Very funny.
Yeah, he's likable. He's drunk and limey, and he's fun and enjoyable. And yeah, it's funny you were talking about the lore and how those things get escalated. You know, it's the telephone game; they get ratcheted up. Yep. I remember in the parking lot to see that show. You know, some kid says, "Yeah, I hear Ozzy's going to saw a pig in half."
Right? You know, yeah. Why not?
The way it gets escalated. But yeah, with him, you know, the music it just became too corporate, man. It sounded too polished. Too artificial. There wasn't really a song that you could like. It would be heavy and everything. You know, those later albums like the Osmosis songs, like Perry Mason and stuff, you could still crank up and it feels good, but it doesn't. You wouldn't compare it to like your Beatles stuff that you take more personally, right? Is that a good assessment?
Sure. So
because he was farming out, they were farming out the songs. He wasn't writing those songs.
Of course, right. He's not a great musician by any chance. He's a good frontman. So a quick story about Ozzy. I'll never forget this. Did you ever go to Ozfest?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too. So Ozfest came through one year, and it was original members Black Sabbath for the first time in decades. And they were following Iron Maiden.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it out in California.
Okay. Yeah. So I go to the show, and obviously there's tons of Sabbath fans. You know, Black Sabbath, a huge band, huge influence. But they're Maiden fans. Oh, fuck. You can't fuck with Maiden fans. So everyone there is wearing their Maiden shirt and everyone's going, and Maiden puts on this fucking show that is insane. Maiden's one of the greatest live bands you'll ever see. I've seen them a few times. Sabbath had to try to follow that, and they couldn't. That was a disastrous decision by, what's her name? Ozzy's wife. Sharon. To try to follow Iron Maiden. You can't, I mean, even the original members of Black Sabbath, which is a phenomenal show, they're a great band. You cannot follow the energy and the excitement of Iron Maiden.
That was a dream of mine since the early 80s. My two favorite bands. There's no way you'd ever see them both together. Yeah, when that show came around, I'm like, this is fucking great. But
if it had been Sabbath and then Maiden, it would have been perfect. It would have been the perfect show.
At the show I saw at Ozfest, the Iron Maiden show was truncated. It went by very quickly. It wasn't their usual big production. It was like they were a supporting act. Now, maybe they came to town after yours and, you know, Sharon's pulling the strings.
Yeah, Sharon would have been like, yeah.
Maybe they took steps, you know, to undermine them or something. But I never saw a Sabbath show that I thought, they didn't bring it tonight. One time I saw Ozzy on the Osmosis tour, and he had the flu and a bad throat, and you couldn't hear him sing. So why would you go to see an Ozzy show? That, and I don't know who the backup band was, but there was like no I wasn't feeling it. You know, they felt too detached.
The last time I saw Ozzy live was 2022. And this is a weird one, but I went out to LA to see the Buffalo Bills play the LA Rams in the season opener of the NFL.
Now, real quick, when you got out there, did you get on the 10 or the 405?
I took the 1 to the 405. I had to get off at Santa Monica. So it's the halftime show. And they pull out pieces of the stage and they're rolling it all out. And then Ozzy comes up from underneath. He was in the stage the whole time. He can't move. He's just kind of standing there. He's not facing me. He's facing the other direction. And he does a song off his new album. And then he does Crazy Train. And then he goes back inside and they reel it all off. And it was so bad. I felt bad for him. And I guess
the show was bad.
It was terrible. He did 2 songs. It was a halftime show at an NFL game.
No shit.
And I guess he was under the impression this was going to be like a big halftime show, like it's on TV and shit. It's like, no, this is just the first game of the NFL season. They're not playing the halftime show on TV. So it was like really underwhelming and sad.
I'll tell you, now, since you brought it up, that's one thing that bothers me about a lot of the Ozzy shows I saw is him playing more Sabbath songs than Ozzy songs. I want to hear Sabbath, I'll go see Sabbath. Now, he's had good musicians, but the songs don't sound the same with fucking
Yeah.
Jakey Lee or Zach Wilde. What do you think of Zach Wilde? Is that style of guitar playing, is it just irritating? Do you admire it? What do you
Leading
call
the
it? The
witness.
harmonic squeals? Is that what it's called?
Pitch harmonics. You're leading the witness here. I think Zach Wilde's a great guitarist. I don't seek it out. It's not my thing, but I think he's really good.
He wore me out. But that's what bothered me with Ozzy is, like, 3 songs off the new Ozzy album, which wasn't bad, and then fucking the rest is Black Sabbath. Okay, I don't want to keep any longer. Queen sucks. You probably like them too.
Queen rules.
I can't get past that prancing little fruit there. He just makes me uncomfortable.
What do you have against the gays, Homer?
Nothing. I'm a Monty Python fan. There's 2 or 3 in there.
Queen is a phenomenal band. Great songs, great songwriting, great performance live. One of my go-tos. I have a bunch of live concerts on Blu-ray and DVD. It's one of the things I love to do. And rather than watch movies, I watch live performances of bands.
Oh, terrific. Okay.
And Queen Montreal 1980 is one of the greatest shows you'll ever see. It's incredible.
That sucks.
All right, Karl, I can't in good conscience keep you any longer. You're very tired. Real quick, what is your day like? You're a full-time podcaster now. Do you roll out of bed in your little underoos there, all snug and tight, clinging to your body, and just get right on the computer and start pulling clips and whatnot?
Sometimes, yeah. This week, I've been getting up a little earlier, going out for a bike ride. It's been nice out. Summertime, I try to be mobile and moving.
That's right. You and I are hat biker buddies.
Yes.
Hat biker buddies. Karl and me.
That is
We're
correct.
hat biker buddies.
You'll never see me in a bike helmet. You'll never see me in the bike pants, the tight pants or anything like that. I wear my cargo shorts and my skate sneaks and a ball cap, and I go biking.
Fucking bicycle helmets. I have an equivalent to that.
Yeah.
I got a dentist trying to make me put on goggles when they do my teeth cleaning.
Oh.
Would you put up with that? Well, you got glasses, so.
But why do you need goggles on? Do you think?
She told me this story twice, okay? Because I came back 6 months later and I heard the same fucking rap again. And it's this kid, it's this young girl, like a third of my age, Well, no, and she's like insistent, says, no, hey, honey, I've been to the dentist longer than you've been alive. It's not necessary unless you're telling me you're accident prone. And she told me the story about someone in dental school who dropped the fucking drill in some patient's eye and everything.
Shit.
But,
I'd be like, can I get a different hygienist then? I don't need someone who's like worried about doing that.
I don't wear goggles at the dentist. I don't wear a helmet on a bicycle. You don't need to.
It's the Dame Taft Movie Show, hosted by my nephew, Screww.
Karl, I can't thank you enough. Like I said, I'm an admirer of yours. I'm a defender of yours.
Thanks, Lee. I appreciate that, buddy.
I don't like the people fucking with my Karl.
There have been no laughs!
What do you mean?
None!